Good evening. I'm Don Maxwell from Live IT. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the new UI, that's the user interface, to navigate through the command structure and to be able to use it to select any command to complete your task using Excel. All right, so today we'll be using Excel. Of course, the new UI is across the board of all the Microsoft Office application. All right, so specifically today we're going to be using the Excel UI. Okay, so part of the UI is made up of the quick access toolbar. And you'll see that the quick access toolbar by default is it has the save, undo, redo buttons, right? And autosave buttons, right? And it can be placed below the ribbon as well as above the ribbon. By default, it's above the ribbon, so I can go and place it below the ribbon. It's below the ribbon, right? And I simply click on the menu button, down arrow, menu drops down, and you'll see all the tools that are on the quick access toolbar. By default, it has a check mark. So if you want to add additional tools, you can simply click next to the command name, and that will also appear on the toolbar. Okay, so for now I can do more commands to get more commands to put there as well, right? And there are other ways to put commands on the quick access toolbar, so we're going to have a separate lessons on the quick access toolbar. All right, for today I'm just going to show you how it works with the ribbon. So we can show it above the ribbon or below the ribbon. It's above the ribbon by default. Below the ribbon I can change it, right? Back and forth. So the quick access toolbar is an easy, convenient tool that allows you to quickly store your commands and reuse them. Okay. All right. Next to that, you'll see that the file name book one, the default file name of book one, appears. Of course, when you do save your document, the name that you give your document will also appear here. All right. Next to that is the author's name, and again, whoever the software is registered to or whoever's computer, then your name should appear here. Next to the author's name is the ribbon display option icon. Display option icon. And it's really cool because you can use it to auto hide the ribbon, show just the tabs, or show the tabs and the command. So let's do that, right? Auto hide the ribbon. You see the ribbon is now there, right? And then there'll be the more button appears. See the three dots? That's an ellipsis. That's the more button, right? Whenever you click on that, it will bring back the interface, right? Now, you can also just show the tabs, right? These are just the tab area, right? The group and the commands are not visible because they're hidden, right? Now, if I go back, I can turn and show the tabs and the command back on, right? Other tools that can be used, if you use your control key with the F1 button, that will also hide or toggle your ribbon on or off, right? And a very important point here is if one should double click on any one of these tabs, you will also hide your ribbon. So be very careful. Most of the time what happens is beginners do get frustrated when their ribbon's hidden and they don't know how to retrieve it simply because they double click on any one of the tabs, right? These are called tabs. So any one of them, if you double click on them, you can hide or show the ribbon as well. All right, and to permanently turn it on, you simply go to the ribbon display option icon and click the option. Next to that, we have our sizing and closing buttons, and you should be familiar with that if you've been using Windows, right? We can size our document or close our document, size, and we can resize, right? And of course, I'm not going to close the document, right? But the X will close out the session. All right. So under those toolbars, you will see that there is the tab, right? File, right? Of course, the file menu, right? And then you have the home, insert, drawer, right? And each one of those tabs will have a different set of group and commands, right? So what are the groups? Well, let's go to home. Here are the groups: clipboard, font, alignment, number, and for each tab, it will have its own set of groups, right? Tools, pen, convert, and so on. Page layout has themes, page layout, right? So that structure would be, these are my tabs. On the ribbon would be groups, and inside each group are commands. Now we know we need commands in order to tell the program what it is that we want to accomplish. What do we want to do? So things like if we want to insert a table, or if we want to copy or paste, right? Or change the colors, right? Those are commands, right? So it's tab, group, and commands, okay? And so the infrastructure is tab, group, and commands. Of course, right now we are not seeing some additional tabs that could appear in your document. Things like contextual tab, it only appears when you have a object embedded in your document. So let's go ahead and embed an object in our document. Here's my object that I've embedded in the document. Is simply a picture of the structure, right? And when I do that, notice at the top, picture tools appear. That's called a contextual tab. And under the picture tool, there's a special tab called format that allows me to then go in and format this picture, right? Whether it's to adjust the picture, correct the picture, or put a picture style on, put borders around it, or rotate the picture, crop the picture, right? Those are the picture tools that will allow me to go ahead and modify the picture, okay? But the important thing is to know that when I have an embedded object in my document, it appears at the top as a contextual tab. Other ways contextual tab could appear, for example, if you go to the page layout and maybe you go to the top of your document where you have the header footer, right? So these are special header footers. So it looks header footer and design. See, header footer and design allows you to design your header footer, right? So this is how we get these special contextual tab, either an embedded document or you have clicked on a layout that allows us to build or create, let's say, a header footer, okay? All right, so the next thing you should notice, I'm going back to normal view. Next thing you should notice is next to each command, there are menu buttons, right? If I click them, a menu will drop down and give me more options for that command, right? So let's click on my spreadsheet here, and you can see that these are tiny black arrows, right? These are called menu arrows or menu buttons. When I click on them, a menu appears and allow me to select more of that command group, right? In addition to those menus next to command, we have the dialog boxes, right? And the dialog boxes allows us to expand that group and look further at the commands associated with that group. For example, font, if I click on font, it will open up and give me my font screen, right? My font tab, right? Or the numbers will open up and give me number category as well as some other tabs available to me. But what this allows me to do is expand to a window and allows me to have access to more commands. So whether it is the menu arrow, which allows more access to commands, or the dialog box, which expands and allows me more access to commands, right? Okay, so far we have seen the structure, tab, group, command. Tab, group, command. So what are my tabs? On the very top of my ribbon, there are tabs, which allows me to access different groups. Groups are at the bottom, and within groups, there are commands, right? And next to commands, there are down arrow menu buttons that allow me to expand on a menu for a particular command, right? Or we have a dialog box button that allows us to expand the commands, right, within that category. All right. Also, note that there are other arrows. They look very similar, but they're different colors. If you look at this A, you'll see that they're different arrows, right? They look the same, but they're different colors. These allow for increase of font size and decrease of font size. So, for example, if I had a text in my document, I'm just going to put this D, and if I want to increase the size of it or decrease the size of it, right? So that's not necessarily a menu button, it's simply increase and decrease, right? But notice it's in a different color, okay? It's just in a different color. Okay, so today's lesson is based on understanding the structure, and I should tell you, if you're going to take your notes, you should take it in the form of tab group commands. For example, if I asked you to insert an object in your document, it would be insert, that would be the tab, and the group would be illustrations, and then the command would be picture, right? Then you can insert that picture in your document. So if you're following that structure and you're making your notes similarly, it will make your life a lot simpler, right, in understanding. So it's tab group commands. Occasionally we have a contextual tab that could appear in our document, okay? And these contextual tabs only appear based on whether there's an object embedded in your document or you have selected a specific layout or structure that requires additional tools. Right? Okay, so that was it for today. Understanding how to navigate, understanding what part of the UI is the ribbon, understanding the various elements that are or tools that are used on the ribbon, right? The dialog box, menu, arrows, increase or decrease font size, right? And to understand the contextual tab. And to all sum it up, this is the new user interface, which is called the new UI. And across the Microsoft Office programs, they're very similar, right? Specifically to today's lesson, we covered the Excel UI. Okay? All right, so great job. Continue to do the rest of the lessons, and this will make you an expert in Excel. Okay? Good job. Talk to you soon.